What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. I'm excited. I am in Acworth, Georgia, and I am here with one of their members, Brittany Park, and I'm just so excited to hear more about her burn journey, and we're going to share some of the things that she's had to overcome and, where she is today. So, Brittany, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's been great to have you guys here. It's been such an exciting day, and I am excited just to share my story with you guys and how burn has impacted my life. Yeah. So, as you said, I'm Brittany. I've probably been a member of Burn for about 5-6 months now. I made the decision to join Burn after I got released from my doctor. December 2021, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and so all of 2022, I spent time doing chemo, radiation. I had a mastectomy, and I just was going through a very hard time in my life, and I just, I needed something different. I've been in the United States Army for almost 12 years, so I've been very used to a rigorous lifestyle, very challenging lifestyle, back and forth, being away from my kids, being overseas, doing different tours, trainings, all different stuff. And then here I find myself landed I was diagnosed at the age of 31 with stage 2, grade 3 breast cancer. So really a lot of trials and tribulations that I've had to overcome. And the day I made the decision to walk into Burn, I was scared. Yeah. I was so scared. Even though, like I said, I've been used to working out, I was an athlete, coming through the doors, being off of, working out for almost a year, having no hair on my head except this little short buzz cut. I was just like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna stare at me. I'm so out of shape. What am I gonna do? What do I expect? I joined the second day. Yeah. This place just felt like home. This place was life-changing. I was starting to feel better about myself. My headspace was clearing. Yeah. And I said, this is it. This is home, and this is where I need to be.
Yeah. So, there's so many people that tell me what they've lost at Burn Boot Camp. They tell me about their transformations, but I always ask the question, well, what have you gained? So I would love to hear, since working out 6 months ago, what have you gained in your life?
I've gained confidence. I have gained the ability to have a clear head, to focus on being, a leader, a mother, an influence, a person that I can go up to somebody and say, hey, we're going to get through this together. Yeah. We're going to get through these hard times, and just showing people that you can overcome things that happen to you in your life. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people hide behind their story, and I feel that I can't. I want to be that advocate for the next person.
Yeah, and earlier today we got to share so many stories here, and I'm still tearing up from them because it talks so much. None of these stories really had anything to do about weight loss, inches lost, PRs even. It was all about the community and the sense of belonging that they felt. And one thing that we're so proud of at Burn Boot Camp is our community, and that, when you walk into this gym, it's not intimidating. It's not something that you need to feel you're not going to be part of a clique. And so I'd just love to hear, when you walked through those doors 6 months ago, you did mention you were nervous.
Absolutely.
You were hesitant. But what was the feeling that you got when you walked in?
Love. Welcome. Right off the bat. I had girlfriends who are here today who have supported me through this entire journey, but I had complete strangers that come up and they said, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm going to be on the floor with you today, helping you if you have any questions, and it's just been life-changing. Yeah. It has been something that when my mother comes to visit, hey, you're going to camp with me today. Yeah. Or when I go home, as I stated, I kind of told you a little bit, Burn Mandarin is my home location if I go visit. The first day I walked into there, they're like, oh, hey, they saw my Acworth shirt and they said, okay, where's that
Burn
at?
Sisters,
Burn Sisters. And they said, okay. Yeah. And that day we were in the middle of Commit to Fit. And, we were, one of the exercises, I was like, okay, well, and she's like, don't worry, girl, I got you. Yeah. She knew I needed the heavier weights. She pulled them out, and it was like I was right here at Acworth. Awesome. And so that is what has been amazing, is that I can take our vibe here, and it's the same vibe, everywhere that you go. Yeah,
absolutely. So you're a mom.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about how, Burn Boot Camp has changed motherhood for you, or, what are the things that you've seen change in your family since being a part of this community?
So Burn has changed my life, my children's life. As I kind of stated earlier, my 7-year-old comes home from school. He knows if I don't hit the noon class, I'm a 4:30er. And he'll say, Mom, did you go to Burn today? When are we going to Burn? And he's looking at the clock, waiting. because he loves to come here. It's his time to look through the window, watch what we're doing, or hang out with his friends. And so it creates a positive environment for him. And then he sees, oh, mom, like, hey, what are, these great drinks that you're having, or what is this? And so he's asking the questions, and quite frankly enough, I tell him all the time he doesn't need to, but he reads the backs of
labels,
food or drinks, and he's reading the labels, looking at the calories. We talk about carbs, and so he just knows that when we walk through the grocery, he's like, okay, we like to stay on the outsides, and we like the fruits and the vegetables and these different things. My child's the one that said, I'll take a steak with a Caesar salad.
I love that.
But even with my youngest son, he has just turned 2. In the beginning of this year, he had heart surgery. And when I tell you this community showed up, we had huge posters that said, we are Dutton Strong, signed by all the members. We had meals on our doorsteps from meal trains that were provided for us, people checking in, still people, we're almost 3 months later. How's your son doing? How's recovery? And so you create this family that just went from being complete strangers to went to being sisters and brothers. And that is the other thing too, is we're not just a sisterhood. We are a family. We have brothers, we have sisters, we have everybody. And you even have moms and daughters and sons and sisters, everybody working out in here together. So whether it's blood or not, we're all here. And that is what is so beautiful and so amazing.
And you've been able to feel that energy in that community, and you've passed it along in your everyday life. I know you mentioned with, you're a recruiter, and it's like you're bringing people in and you're able to transfer, what you're feeling here. And I think that's just one of the beautiful benefits, is like, we don't keep it just within these 4 walls. We want to share this love and this community everywhere we go. And so talk to me a little bit about, would you have done that pre-burn? Do you feel that you have gained anything that allows you to connect with people outside in everyday life?
Absolutely. It has given me the confidence. I've always been a people person, but coming back off of, having cancer and like being in my own world, I kind of lost a little bit of that, to where now it's like I can leave the gym, I'll walk through Publix, I'll have on my Burn shirt, or if someone says, oh, wow, you're starting to look more toned, I'm like, oh yeah, I go to Burn. Burn is it. And then people recognize if you post a picture like, oh, hey, I go to Burn too, I go to this location, or really, and that's why I stated earlier, you get to a point where you're like, no one just wants to walk to the gym for 2 hours, like, oh, let me lift this, or let me lift like coming here is more than just working out. You have that positive vibe. You have those people to your left and your right, and you have those trainers that are just, it's just a positive experience. And who doesn't want that? Because we do live in a world where there's so much negative. So to come in here and to have, it just leaves a whole sense of positivity over you, which then spreads back into your family life and your home life and relationships. And I think that is what is such the beautiful thing about Burn.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so before we do a little bit of rapid fire questions, I just want you to kind of end on if you were talking to somebody, a stranger in the grocery store that's just feeling very beat down and just discouraged and maybe nervous to start something new and challenging, what would you say to them?
I would tell them, listen, I've been in your shoes. I have been the person who takes a long range training calendar and says, hey, I'm going to plan my life 4 days out. And what I can tell you is I have now become the person that says, you know what? I'm not focused on 4 months from now. I'm just focused on being better than I was yesterday. And I think that is the beautiful thing, telling them, take the small steps. No one says you have to jump 25 feet in one day. You can jump 1 inch, but it's the fact that you had the courage to just make that small step, to make that change, to better yourself. And to be that encouragement for them and say, hey, look, we've all been there. We've all been through some walk of life that has brought us down. But you know what? We have the ability in us to come back, and it's all personal courage, personal strength, and to know that there's people to our left and right that will help get us to where we need to go.
Just keep moving, like we like to say.
Just keep moving.
All right, so Brittany, I'd like to do just a couple rapid fire questions. What is your favorite Burn protocol?
Favorite Burn protocol is Metcon.
Metcon.
I love some metabolic
conditioning. That's what Devin's is too.
Yes.
So, yes. All right. Favorite pre-workout?
My favorite pre-workout, I would probably have to say the berry.
Okay. Oh, so we're sorry where that's going out.
I know.
I'm gonna have to send you a couple canisters.
Yes.
All right. What is your go-to healthy meal?
My go-to healthy meal. I would probably say I love a nice piece of salmon. And then I make this couscous dish with mushrooms and spinach that is like one of my absolute favorites. It's like a pearled couscous. So that's probably like one of my favorite things,
Yeah.
because I can kind of get like carbs and vegetables in with one like side dish
Yeah.
and then a nice piece of salmon
Yeah.
or mahi-mahi.
Okay.
But that would take me being from Florida, so.
And last question, what's your favorite protein flavor?
Favorite protein flavor is the orange creamsicle.
Man, that's another one we're taking out of the rotation.
It's so good.
Man, Brittany, okay. Well, maybe you'll convince me to bring it back. So
Maybe.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening today. Brittany, thank you for being on the podcast. We really appreciate you sharing your story, being a part of Burn Boot Camp. And guys, we will talk to you later. We're going to end with 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.